Facebook fans of Horsemen's Park. Big day today, Carol. I'm Johnny Ray Gomez, and I'm old school. I use the daily racing form.
Good morning. I'm Carol Sutton, and I use predictive form, and we're here on the opening day at Horsemen's Park. We've got some really full fields and a great day of racing ahead, and we've got some fun events too. We've got the Budweiser Clydesdales here, so be sure to gather up the family, and you not only can you see Nebraska breds today, but you get to see the Budweiser Clydesdales. And if you're afraid that it's going to be too crowded, you should know that we also have shuttles for parking today, so you can park at Ralston Arena and shuttle on over.
It's going to be great.
Yeah.
We hope to have 7 big races. How we're going to explain the betting angle is you can bet 2 to win, place, and show. That's a $6 combination. And Carol, you can also do other bets too.
Yeah, we're going to walk you through, if you're a beginner today, on how to win all kinds of different money. So no matter what your bankroll is, no matter what your goals are, and no matter what your handicapping experience is, you can win enough to win some beer money, maybe enough money to take someone out for a steak dinner, and hopefully enough, we're going to try to win you a yacht today too. So,
it's impossible.
It is not impossible, Johnny. We're going to do it today.
All right.
So we've got picks up one side and back down the other. So grab a pen, and if you're watching and you're on the fly, we've also got our picks right here in these handy cards for you to clarify. So screenshot it, grab a pen, whatever you need to do. We're here to help, all right?
And it must be said that Carol and I did not discuss our picks before, so this is going to be exciting.
We're keeping it a surprise on purpose.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm going to get started. Race number 1, post time 2 o'clock. And this is run over 6 furlongs. And you're going to hear about this horse. He's a Yankee. He's a Yankee is the big chalk in race number 6. He's won 5 races in a row. Well, I've selected the 10 horse because he ran second to him. So I like the 10 horse, morning line 5 to 1. And of course, the 9 is a nice pick because it's 12 to 1. And I also went for the 6, Little Apollo. So for me, I would put a $2 across on number 10. How do you see the first race?
Johnny, I love your 10. That is also my top pick. So usually when me and Johnny agree on a horse, that's a good sign. With the 10, I like him for different reasons. He scored the highest on predictive form for me, but I would actually play this a little differently. I'm in love with the 1 for some speed reasons, and
okay.
I also really like the 7. I think that horse is going to regress a little bit, which worries me, so I'm going to use him in a defensive way. I'm only going to keep him in there because I think he will come in, but I think we can beat him for better money. So if I play this race, I'm going to put 3 horses into an exacta and box it. And if you don't know how to do this, you can go up to any information window or any teller, and they'll help you how to do this. Just sit and say, I want an exacta box, and name these 3 horses or any of Johnny's horses and say 10-1-7 exacta box, and get ready to make some money.
Nice. On to race number 2. Look who we have for you. My angle here, 6 furlong race, is that number 6, Battered, ran a longer race, and he ran like a minute 48, and now he's asked to run just a minute, just 74 seconds, a minute and 14 or so. So my feeling is this horse is built up. It's got the stamina, and I look for him to keep coming. The 5 horse is a play that you might use. It's 10 to 1, and that might be your food for the day horse. And I also like number 3, Como Se Llama, who I think might be overbet. Carol, how'd you see the second?
We agree on a lot of horses here. I really like the 3. I agree the odds are not great on him, but I think he's worthy of the bet. Great trainer, great statistics. His times are solid, just a rock solid horse. The 1 horse here that I do really like that I'm going to throw in there with it is the 1 in my top tier. I don't think we can leave him out. I think he's dangerous. He's got some of the best times in the field. He's got some of the best predictive form numbers. And David Anderson loves Nebraska. Nebraska loves him back. So I'm going to put the 1 and the 3 on top in a $1 exacta box. And then if you want to put a value horse in here, so you get that 3 horse exacta box for $6 that we were talking about, add in one of Johnny's value horses, like the 6 or the 8 or the 2. And one thing we talk about a lot is a early horse or a late horse. You're going to hear that term a lot in racing. And if the track today favors speed horses, I think the 8 here could do it and go wire to wire. And wire to wire is a term that handicappers use that means gets out of the gate, no one touches him, and he hits the line first. No one else is even in sight. So the 8 is my pick for if it's a speed favoring track.
And how do you find that out? You watch the first 2 races. Now, last year, Carol, the first weeks of live racing, the number 1 post position only won 1 race out of 29.
Oh my goodness.
Then the track changed, and then the 1 started winning. So we'll see. No one knows what 2019 live racing at Horsemen's Park is going to be like. So watch the track too. For race number 3, and here I like the 5 horse at 8-1, Willisey Danseur. And real good jockey and trainer numbers, 23%, and very good workouts, dropping from an allowance race. And before that, it had some starter allowance races. Number 6 is my second pick, dropping from non-winners of 3 for the year, and today gets non-winners of 1. Dropping down in class that way, and I also use the 4, Highway 44. So anyway, those are my selections. In race number 3, it is the Marty Hughes Memorial Race.
All right, Johnny. So this is my stake race. This is the race I'm going to use to win enough money to take my dad out to dinner tonight.
Okay.
So I really like your 6 horse here. I agree with you. I think he is the best in the bunch, hands down. The 1 horse here I think deserves another mention in my top tier. So not only does he have really strong progression numbers, this horse is improving every time out on just a very linear way. And one thing that makes me nervous with horses is when they'll have a small progression and then a blowout. I always get worried they're going to regress a little bit and they need some time to recuperate. But this horse doesn't need the recuperation time. He's just slow but steadily getting better and better. That's what I like about this one. The other horse I'm going to mention here is the 5. I think that this horse is just rock solid. The only issue here is just his numbers are just a touch worse than the 6 and the 1, but I think all in all this is a perfect play for the 3 horse exacta or even a 50-cent trifecta. And if you've never played a trifecta, it's a fun bet. So 3 horses boxed for 50 cents, it's a $3 bet, and you can win a lot of money off of it. So
this is the one that's taking Daddy out to dinner.
Take Dad out to dinner.
All right. Another thing about your 1 horse in 2018 and 19, this horse has hit the board 10 out of 13 tries. Very, very consistent.
Yes.
Race number 4. Let's see, I missed race number 4. And let's turn this around. In here, this is my best bet. I watched the replays of this race. Tristan's Dream was making a drive, Carol, in its last race at Fonner Park, and all of a sudden the hole switched and it was running real close and then pushed back to 5th and ended up coming around 5 wide to run 2nd. So let's put him on top, and then the 6 horse will be flying late. That is Country Summer. And then the 4, Mitchell County. Oh, this one I want to talk about. It's been running in sprints, 4 furlong races, 4 or 5 of them. Now he's in for 6 furlongs. And the trainer, Dan Cogman. All right, we have seen great trainers get a horse ready, and it looks like this horse can't go 6 furlongs. But just as a gamble, I'm going to put it in your exacta box, number 4. It's been stopping, but maybe today it keeps on going.
Johnny, we've got almost all the same horses in this race. And guess
Really?
what? This is my yacht race. So let's go boating.
Okay.
All right. So on top, I've also got the number 3 horse. There's nothing wrong with this horse. I can find no faults. He's got great numbers, and yes, he is the favorite. But here's the thing. I think that the 1 is equally fast.
Okay.
And at 12-1, I think it can be done. Not only does he have great recent figures, he's got a fabulous trainer in John Ness, and he's got improving figures across the board in predictiform, and I think if we box him, it's a pretty safe bet that he will come in somewhere in the mix. I also agree with your 6 and your 4. I think they're just rock solid picks for all the reasons that you just described. I couldn't have said it better, Johnny.
Oh my gosh.
So let's just get on with it. Let's just consider this a win.
All right. And that fourth race was sponsored by the 5 Points Bank. Thank you for sponsoring. Let's move on now to the fifth race, brought to you by Broncos, and they're going to be in the winner's circle. And wish I could be here. I've got a granddaughter's birthday party. She's 8 years old. Sophia, happy birthday, watching on Facebook. Yeah.
All right. Okay, so Horsemen's Park, race 5. This is my beer money race. While I do like the favorites here, I think that it's important to note that these are really solid, strong contenders. The 3 and the 1 here. The 3 is an A group horse to me. He runs solid numbers across the board. Great trainer, great figures. And while the odds are not great, I think that if you box the 3, the 1, and the 2 together into an exacta, you should hit it. That's the whole point here. I mean, if you pick 3 favorites and you put them together, you're not going to win a monstrous amount of money, but will you come out ahead? Absolutely. There's nothing wrong with making a little bit of money. You're still making money at the end of the day, and that's what we're here to do. So, Johnny, who are your picks in this race?
Well, lifetime in the money, 8 out of 9 times. Talking about number 1, Buy Gold. Get this. Last year, it ran in all stake races, Nebraska state races. This is a state-bred race. Now, this year has been running in open class, Kentucky breds, Florida breds, and so it always hits the board. I say use this one. It is the favorite, but the 2 horse is 5 for 5 in the money. And then the 9 won an allowance race. And here is a nice play at 15 to 1. She's a fantasy. Won a race, an allowance race at Fauner Park. Those are my selections for race number 5.
I like it.
Okay.
I like it a lot. All right. Well, let's just keep moving, Johnny.
Okay. You want to take race number 6?
Sure. Race 6, I really like this one. So my top 2 selections are the 5 and the 6, and I think it's important to go into a little bit of detail here. So this is probably the fastest race that we're going to have today, the highest quality horses that we're going to see. This is a stakes race, or I guess optional claiming, excuse me, but these are the fastest times that you're going to see. So if you want to get down to the track to see this up close and personal, this is the one that I recommend you go down to the rail for. It's going to be a lot of fun. So the 5 horse here has the best times in the bunch. It grades A on predictive form. It is set to run a monster race, and it's got a great trainer backing it in Jesse Compton. Fabulous jockey aboard too in Elysiac, and the 6 also grades very highly, and so does the 1. I'm playing a very strong ticket on the 5-6-1 here. Yes, they are favorites, but I really like this race. I really like these picks, and I have a high degree of confidence in this. There is one wild card here. The 3 has not ran in a year. And I question what it's doing here today. The trainer Rhodes usually knows what he's doing, and so I question if he's been training this horse. His workouts don't look bad, so that's one to keep your eye on. If you want to throw in a long shot, throw in the 3. There's something to be said for a horse that would be entered in a race like this just off the hip after a long layoff.
Okay.
So,
nice. Those numbers again.
5-6 over the 1, and then if you're feeling wild, you want to let your hair down, throw in the 3.
Okay. I'm going to go for the 6. We already mentioned has won 5 races in a row. Let's try to make it 6 for a shot. How about the 7 horse will come streaming down the outside, and I put it 2nd. And the 1, Senator Robert. This horse was entered in the Dowd Mile, a stakes race worth a lot of money at Fauner Park. I think it deserves some consideration here. For me, it's 6, 7, and 1 in race number 6.
I better put that 7 in, Johnny. You made a pretty good case for him. All right. All right, Horsemen 7. Fillies. All the lady horses are going to be running this one, which is fun. So here I've got the 2 and the 4 on top. I think the 2 is a very strong contender, and these are young horses. These are 3-year-olds. They've not ran many races, so we don't have as much information to go off as normal. But this is the fun part where Johnny gets to do his thing because he's good at reading breeding numbers. And so the only thing I know how to do is Tomlinson numbers. And the 2 is very high Tomlinson numbers, and the race that it did run, long story short, there's a way that you can tell in young horses if they run a very big gap between the beginning and the end of the race. This horse basically didn't know what it was doing, so it walked the beginning half, and then it figured out it was running today, and it ran the last half, and it still came out with an excellent time and excellent figures. So theoretically, if the horse wakes up today and knows that it's at the races and it should be running the whole race, it should do better. And so that's why I really like this 2-horse. And then the 4-horse ran some excellent figures and has a great trainer all across the board, great Tomlinsons, just 2 very strong contenders on top. But the fun part is these are new horses. They can be full of surprises. We really can't be sure of anything at this race today, and there's money to be made in this particular one. So who do you like, Johnny? This is your forte.
Well, this is the 17th running of the Fandango Ladies Stakes, and $20,000. They're running for some money. Now, 4 of the horses have not won a race. That means the 2 and 4 are the only winners so far. So I put the 2 and the 4 in that order.
Ooh,
now,
okay.
Talking about the name game, this
Yes.
would sort of be nice. Your name, Carol and Sutton.
Okay.
Okay. The 4-horse is Chamber Doors. That's C. The 3, Sweet Cowgirl, which we'll be rooting for Mark. So there's your Carol Sutton. And then look at this, the number 1 horse, PR something better, Predictiform.
There we go.
Full
That sounds
Carol,
like a ticket
the
to me.
name game, box 1, 3, 4 at Horsemen's Park.
Yes. That
Have
sounds
fun?
like a bet. Have fun. Good luck today, Johnny.
Same
and
to
get
you.
down here to Horsemen's, and always ask a teller if you need help putting in bets, and we hope that we could give you some good winners today. Good luck.
Best of luck.